The killer voids on roads are back. Civic apathy claims another life. Road nightmare in India's Silicon City. Tragic death shakes up Bengaluru. Chief Minister Bommai declares war on potholes. Bengaluru's killer potholes.
Civic apathy has claimed another life in Bengaluru. A 75-year-old specially abled man died after he met with a road accident because of a pothole in the city. This incident has once again brought to fore the poor conditions of roads, deadly accidents resulting out of it in the city of Bangalore. This incident comes after Revenue Minister R. Ashoka held a meeting with BBMP officials on Monday, wherein a decision was taken to fill all potholes before the 30th of September. Following the tragic death of the 75-year-old man, Karnataka Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai has said he has instructed the BBMP Commissioner to fill all the potholes on a war footing.
ಇಲ್ಲ ಈಗ ನಾನು ಮೊನ್ನೆ ರಿವ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಕೂಡ ಅದು ಬಂತು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮಳೆ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಆದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಈಗ ಗುಂಡಿ ಮುಚ್ಚಿಸೋಕೆ BBMP ಕಾರ್ಪೊರೇಷನ್ ಕಮಿಷನರ್ಗೆ ಆಗಲೇ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೇನೆ ಅದು ಬರುವಂಥ ದಿನಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ವಾರ್ ಫುಟಿಂಗಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಕೆಲಸ ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ.
But this is clearly a case of 100% gross negligence, and this is something which the state must own up responsibility for. You see, when the BJP promised that give us a double-engine government, that we'll have the state and we'll have the center, and in addition, the people gave them the BBMP also. The BJP was in power continuously in the BBMP, and this is the kind of governance that they're providing. And, even after having promised the sky and the moon, this is the kind of promises that the BJP is delivering is something which is really causing agony and pain to the people of Karnataka.
Killer potholes in Bengaluru has once again come up. This is one such pothole on the outskirts of the city here in close to Kengeri area. A senior citizen lost his life last night after he came and entered this pothole. Last night it was raining and there was water filled, and he entered this pothole and lost his balance and fell on the road and met with an accident. The senior citizen, what we have been told, was brought dead to the hospital in Victoria Hospital. You can see how big the pothole is. It's easily half a feet, and look at the vehicles going. People who are speeding here are definitely going to lose their balance on this pothole. Not just this, Bengaluru has thousands of such potholes across the city, and what the Chief Minister said that before September 30th, all the potholes in the city will have to be filled up, while BBMP contractors and people who asphalt the roads say that every day it's raining and it's impossible to take up tar roading and asphalting if the rain progresses, and every evening there has been rain in Bengaluru. Let me see how this pothole is. This is 7 feet wide and around 2.5 feet in width. The depth is around half a feet. So that's the numbers that we are talking about, and unfortunately another man has lost life today because of the killer potholes in the city. Nagarjun Dwarkanath for India Today.
Criminal apathy on the part of the civic agencies there. Meanwhile, a shocking video of BMC appointed clean-up Marshal clinging onto a car's bonnet while it was moving has now gone viral on social media. Reportedly, this incident took place on Wednesday, and the 36-year-old Marshal is identified as a resident of Santa Cruz. Narrating this entire episode, he added that while he was on duty, he spotted a passenger in a cab travelling without a face mask. On demanding the fine of 200 rupees, the cab driver started to argue and then started to drive. When he tried to stop them, although he escaped unhurt, he was visibly shaken by the approach of the cab driver. Farmers upping the ante once again against the centre's farm laws. Well, 2 days after holding a mega Mahapanchayat in UP's Muzaffarnagar, farmers have now started gathering in Haryana's Karnal for another Mahapanchayat. Well, they are assembling at the new Anaj Mandi, from where they will proceed to Gherao, the mini secretariat. In view of the protest, Haryana government has beefed up security in and around the protest site. Well, as a precautionary measure, the government there has also imposed prohibitory orders under Section 144 of the CRPC, which bars any public gathering. Also, the state government has suspended internet services in Karnal and adjoining districts of Kurukshetra, Kaithal, Jind and Panipat for the rest of the day. In addition, the government has restricted bulk messaging services. On Sunday, farmer leaders hosted another Kisan Mahapanchayat in UP's Muzaffarnagar, where thousands turned up. Farm leader Rakesh Tikait even warned the centre of intensifying the farm stir, accusing the government of selling the nation to corporates. Farmers are gathering in Karnal to protest against the order of the Karnal SDM, remember Ayush Sinha, who had in fact made a controversial statement saying that the cops must break the heads of all farmers protesting.
किसान संगठनों की किसान महापंचायत की कॉल को देखते हुए अनाज मंडी, लघु सचिवालय और आसपास के क्षेत्र में हमने टोटल 40 कंपनियां पुलिस की तैनात की है। हालांकि कल किसान नेताओं के साथ हमारी बातचीत हुई थी, उन्होंने यह हमें आश्वासन दिया था कि वो किसी भी सूरत में नेशनल हाईवे का ट्रैफिक है वो बाधित नहीं करेंगे, लेकिन इसके बावजूद भी कानून व्यवस्था की स्थिति में यदि किसी प्रकार से भंग करने की कोई स्थिति उत्पन्न होती है या लोग प्रदर्शनकारी नेशनल हाईवे को बाधित करते हैं तो उसके लिए भी हमने बंदोबस्त किए हैं।
We are inside Karnal grain market. We can see heavy police deployment everywhere. We spoke to the SP Karnal, who told us that 40 companies including paramilitary and police have been deployed at various strategic positions to keep an eye on the protesters. The farmers have given a call to organize a Kisan Mahapanchayat here in Karnal in protest against the state government's inaction. The farmers' unions had demanded action against the officer who had ordered cracking the heads of the protesters last week. The other officer has been transferred, but the farmers had demanded registration of criminal case against the officer. Farmers have also demanded compensation to the farmers who were injured during the police action last week, besides a 25 lakh rupees compensation and a government job to the son of the farmer who died after the police action. With video journalist Dilip Sahu, this is Manjeet Sehgal in Karnal for India Today.
The Karnal agitation today is in protest against the now transferred Karnal SDM, who was heard ordering cops to beat up protesters during the 28th of August agitation in the district. Farm leaders say that they will raise this issue with the authorities once again.
जो भी हो जहां से इससे कोई भी नहीं जाएगा वहां, इसी तरह का स्पष्ट कर देता हूँ, सर छोड़ देता हूँ। कहाँ से सर? मैं ड्यूटी मैजिस्ट्रेट और लिखित में बता रहा हूँ, कितने लग मारा? कोई डाउट? मारोगे? कोई जाएगा इसको ब्रीच करके? ठीक है, कर लो यहाँ पे। यहाँ से एक बंदा नहीं जाना चाहिए यार, मेरे पास आए नहीं यार, और अगर क्लियर हो तो उसका सर फुटा होना चाहिए किसी का। ठीक है, क्लियर है ना आपको? ठीक है।
करनाल में जाएंगे, वहाँ पे बातचीत करेंगे, वहाँ के अधिकारियों से बातचीत करेंगे। मेनली तो वहाँ पे सरकार से बात नहीं, वहाँ के अधिकारियों से बात होगी। और वहाँ एक मीटिंग रखी है कि हम जाएंगे, जो इशू थे, जो एसडीएम ने जो न्यूसेंस वहाँ पे करी, उसके बाद में एक लड़का था उसकी भी वहाँ पे डेथ हुई उसी दिन रात को, तो सारे इशू रहेंगे, उनसे बैठ के बातचीत करेंगे।
Speaking to India Today, BKU leader Rakesh Tikait has responded to raising of Allahu Akbar chants during Muzaffarnagar Mahapanchayat. He has also clarified why they call the government Sarkari Taliban.
इसका तो फाउंडेशन उसी पे ही रखा हुआ है और वहां से ये पहली मार्च से ये नारा वहां से शुरू हुआ। अब टिकैत साहब ने नारा क्यों लगाया? अब भाई उन पर मुकदमा करो। अब जो हमको वो चीज कह के गए तो जो परंपरा है उसको हम कैसे छोड़ दे? हर हर महादेव अगर मंच से बोला जाता है तो पब्लिक अल्लाह अकबर बोलती है। मंच से अगर अल्लाह अकबर का नारा लगता है तो पब्लिक हर हर महादेव बोलती है। उसमें हिंदू मुस्लिम सब उसमें है। ये तो जातियों का तो ये थे नहीं, जाति धर्म अपने शादी ब्याह तक रखने चाहिए। ये कहते थे जी खालिस्तानी, इन्होंने किसानों को पिछले 8-9 महीने से खालिस्तानी कहा। हमने एक ही दिन तो कहा इनको सरकारी तालिबान नहीं, तो इनको दर्द हुआ उसका। तो जो प्रतिबंध शब्द है उसका इस्तेमाल किसी को भी नहीं करना चाहिए।
अब उत्तर प्रदेश और पंजाब में ही करेंगे, हरियाणा को छोड़ देंगे, क्योंकि राजनीतिक हो चुका है सारा मामला। इसमें कल की रैली हो या और रैलियां हो, आप आगे देखेंगे संसाधन दूसरी पार्टियां दे रही हैं। समाजवादी पार्टी होगी, लोकदल होगी, उन्हीं के लोग आ रहे हैं, वही भंडारा चला रहे हैं। तो रैलियां अब राजनीतिक मामला है तो रैलियां ज्यादातर उत्तर प्रदेश या पंजाब में होंगी, चूंकि वहां चुनाव है। हरियाणा में भी चुनाव नहीं है तो हरियाणा में कम होंगी। तो मैं तो यही कहूंगा कि इन्हें बचना चाहिए। ये विपक्षी दल किसान के कंधे का इस्तेमाल करना चाहते हैं, किसान को अपने कंधे का इस्तेमाल नहीं करवाते।
Narula gets us the details about the demand of farmers.
The entire row over the farm laws is intensifying. So what are the demands of the farmers? Let's bring that on your screen. Demand number one, roll back the 3 new contentious farm laws. That has been their demand from the start, in fact, of the farmers' protest. The second demand is to bring law to guarantee MSP. They want a legal guarantee as far as minimum support prices on their crops are concerned. And the third demand is to scrap the proposed electricity law. These are the top 3 demands that are coming in from the farmers. The fourth demand coming in is to stop penalizing stubble burning.
Fresh and fighting in the Aam Aadmi Party, apologize for that, months before the 2022 Punjab elections.
पार्टी तो कह रही है कि भगवंत मान कुछ नहीं है, सिर्फ अरविंद केजरीवाल ही सारा कुछ है। ओए उन्हां दा भलेखा वा।
Supporters of Sangrur MP Bhagwat Maan have been pitching for his elevation as the Punjab Chief Minister face. Large number of supporters have been camping outside the leader of opposition Harpal Chima's residence, demanding the same. Several party workers and leaders have been trying to amass support for the comedian turned Neta. Bhagwat Maan camp has demanded that party must declare the Chief Minister's face as soon as possible, as failure to do so would result in losses in the 2022 Assembly elections. However, sources have told India Today that Maan might drop a bombshell if he is not anointed within 5 days.
साडी पार्टी का अंदरूनी हैगा, इन्हां दा हक हैगा कि पार्टी नूं एक ये नहीं मंग कर रहे, ये लोकां दी आवाज़ दस रहे हैं कि सानू लोग ऐ कहंदे ने। सो लोकां दी आवाज़ नूं मतलब पार्टी तक पहुँचाउणा इन्हां दा भी फर्ज है, मेरा भी फर्ज है। पार्टी जो भी फैसला लऊगी उहदे नाल खड़ांगे।
Shifting focus now, there's big relief for Kerala because the samples of 8 people who came in contact with the 12-year-old boy who died of Nipa virus have now turned negative. The samples were sent to Pune Virology Institute, included even that of parents who are symptomatic and health workers who were in direct contact of the 12-year-old child. Well, 5 more samples are being tested at the Kozhikode Medical College's lab. 48 high-risk contacts are admitted at the Kozhikode Medical College. Well, this includes 31 from Kozhikode, 4 from Wayanad, 8 from Malappuram and 1 from Palakkad. The sample testing for these high-risk contacts are likely to be completed by today itself.
See, all the 8 samples, total 24 samples of 8 persons sent to NRV Pune were tested and all the samples were found negative. And we are testing more samples. Already a lab is set at MCH Kozhikode and they have started testing. And we can do the testing of almost all the people who are in isolation at the hospital today itself. We have already started field surveillance and fever surveillance, and today in the containment zone we'll be starting house-to-house surveillance.
Now Kerala border seal ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ವ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿನೇಷನ್ ಮತ್ತು ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ ಮತ್ತು ನಿಫಾ ವೈರಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣ ಮಾಹಿತಿಯನ್ನು ನಮ್ಮ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪರ್ಟ್ಸ್ಗೆ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಕೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೇನೆ ಮತ್ತು ಅದು ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು ಮುಂಜಾಗ್ರತೆ ಕ್ರಮ ತೆಗೆದುಕೋಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಸಲಹೆ ಕೊಡೋಕ್ಕೂ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಖಂಡಿತವಾಗೂ ಅದನ್ನು ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಮಾಡೋ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ.
Well, there are concerns in the state of Kerala because Nipa, in fact, is an infectious disease, and the death rate also of this infection is fairly high. A 12-year-old child, remember, has succumbed to this infection in this particular outbreak. Well, Kerala also is handling the COVID crisis. Nipa and COVID, both of these infections, in fact, keeping the administration in the state of Kerala on its toes. But how different or how similar really is Nipa and COVID? Well, Nipa is a zoonotic virus, and that has been conclusively established. The host usually is an animal, a fruit bat and also a pig. That's also a possibility. COVID, though, is suspected to be zoonotic, but that, remember, has not been established just yet. Nipa virus is very, very lethal. Now, from the last outbreak of the year 2018, it has been established that it has a death rate as high as 68 to 70%, while the death rate of COVID overall on an average is roughly about 1% to 3% or so. Nipa is more lethal in that sense, though it is less infectious. The R value of Nipa is about 0.48 or so, which makes it not very infectious. However, COVID is more infectious in terms of the manner in which it spreads, as we have seen across the world, really. The R value, like I said, is about 0.43 to 0.48, and COVID's R value has been at 1 and more. For Nipa, no vaccine is available right now. Remember, this is not a global threat. The outbreak has been seen in just a handful of countries like Bangladesh, Singapore, India, for example. Vaccine for COVID, of course, we know is available, at least in the emergency use authorization criteria. Nipa outbreak is localized. It's restricted to a handful of countries in South Asia. COVID outbreak is in terms of the manner in which it spreads. There is community transmission, and the spread of the infection is also global. It's a global threat in that sense. Talking about the COVID situation now in different parts of India, let's talk about the first top 5 worst hit states in India. Kerala continues to be of concern. 19,688 cases. Also, Tamil Nadu in southern India of concern with about 1,500 cases. Maharashtra and western India of concern again with more than 3,000 cases. Mumbai city has become one of the top 5 districts right now in Maharashtra, which is in fact worst hit. 5 districts accounting for more than 72% of the cases. Karnataka with 973 cases. Here in the northeastern part of the country, where sero prevalence is considered to be rather low, we have Mizoram as the worst hit state in India, one among the 5 worst hit states with over 1,400 new cases. Well, talking about another health crisis that we are battling right now, and this story is from Uttar Pradesh, where 50 children have died. This in Firozabad district, after this district came under the grip of dengue fever and also strep typhus. India Today's Ashutosh Mishra has visited the Nagasala village in Firozabad to find that there are children down with fever in every single family in this area. Here's more.
In Naglasala village near Firozabad, it's rare to find a home where a child is not down with fever. Naglasala is not an exception. Across Firozabad, hospitals are bursting to the seams with children battling the viral scrub typhus fever. More than 50 children have died.
4-5 दिन बुखार आया इसको, प्राइवेट ले गए, जांच करवाई, उन्होंने दवा भी दी है कि दवा खिलाते रहो, घर पे इंजेक्शन लगाते रहो, आराम मिल जाएगा, लेकिन दवा खिलाओ उतना ही बुखार उतर जाता है, फिर आ जाता है.
In some homes, as many as 4 or 5 children have fallen ill.
आपके घर में कितने लोग हैं बीमार?
कम से कम इसमें बैठेंगे 4-5
बच्चे, 4-5 बच्चे बीमार. कहाँ रेफर किया था? यहाँ से किया है रेफर आपको?
हाँ नहीं सर, हाँ सोसैया से.
सरकारी अस्पताल गए थे आप?
आप में गया था सर.
बच्चे को लेके?
बच्चे को लेके.
क्या बोला उन्होंने?
उन्होंने ट्रीटमेंट चला, उसकी हालत ज्यादा खराब हो रही थी, इसलिए ब्लड आ रहा था नाक से, तो उनको 2:30 बजे रात को आगरा रेफर कर दिया.
हुआ क्या था उसे?
डेंगू हो गया था सर.
डेंगू कंफर्म था रिपोर्ट में?
चेक कराया था डेंगू निकला था, प्लेट भी कम निकली थी.
एक बच्चे को आगरा रेफर कर दिया?
2 बच्चे आगरे हैं.
आप ही के घर के?
हाँ इसी घर के सर.
Families have been unable to pay for treatment, so hospitals are turning them away.
आपके घर में कितने बच्चे बीमार हैं?
2 बच्चे.
कब से हैं ये
करीब 4 दिन हो गए आज.
दवा मिल रही है इनको?
दवा प्राइवेट चल रही है.
तो चेक कराया था आपने? इन्हें दिक्कत क्या, डेंगू है या कोई और शिकायत?
चेक नहीं कराया था, चेक पैसे नहीं थे, चेक लाख. अगर चेक कराता तो फिर दवा किससे लेता.
कितनी का था टेस्टिंग?
करीब 900 रुपए की एक की.
900 रुपए नहीं थे आपके पास?
9 दिन 1800 हो गए दोनों के.
1800 रुपए नहीं थे आपके पास?
वही पैसे थे, उसकी दवा भी लेनी थी, फिर दवा कहाँ से आती.
कहीं ले गए थे
4 दिन में? नहीं मैं नहीं ले गया, और सभी बच्चे गए हैं गाँव के, वो भी भगा दी वहाँ से.
भर्ती नहीं
किया था उन्हें.
अस्पताल क्यों नहीं ले गए?
ले गए पर वहाँ पर भर्ती ही नहीं कर रहे हैं. औरत का ना मेरे बच्ची को भर्ती कर रहे हैं, ना कोई सुरक्षा ना कछु नहीं है यहाँ पर. तो यहाँ समझ लो मैं बहुत रो रही हूँ अपनी बच्ची लेकर. मेरी बेटी का पेट भी फूल रहा है यहाँ तक की, फिर भी कोई इसमें कोई वो नहीं है कि कोई हमारी मदद भी कर देवे. हम पैसा के लिए डोले, पैसा भी नहीं कोई दे रहा है हमको, हम कच भी लेने जा रहे हैं तब भी। अब बताओ हम क्या करें गरीब लोग।
Doctors say most are dengue cases. Only a few have scrub typhus and leptospirosis.
अभी रिसेंटली मैं ये देख रहा हूँ कि 20 से 25 दिन में डेंगू केसेस काफ़ी बढ़ गए हैं। डेंगू के अलावा भी कुछ केसेस ऐसे आ रहे हैं जिनकी रिपोर्ट्स डेंगू की नेगेटिव हैं और सिम्टम्स डेंगू से मैच कर रहे हैं। तो कुछ केसेस जैसे लेप्टोस्पायरा है, स्क्रब टाइफस है, इनके केसेस भी निकल रहे हैं। बट संख्या बढ़ गई है पेशेंट्स की। बट जो स्टाफ है हमारा, जो डॉक्टर्स टीम है, वो लगे हुए हैं दिन रात।
Whatever the disease, the fact is that the children of Firozabad are suffering. And this has been happening for more than 2 weeks now.
Almost every house in this village of Firozabad has 1 or 2 children ill with high fever, few mild symptomatic. Many cannot even afford dengue testing as it costs 900 rupees and they are really poor. However, the administration has started sending medical teams to the villages, but the gravity of this viral outbreak, the dengue outbreak, is too high that at the moment all efforts seem to be inadequate. This is really scary situation, and not just in one district but entire belt of this parts of Uttar Pradesh. In Firozabad with Sanjay Kumar, I'm Ashutosh Mishra for India Today.
All right, let's now move to some good news today. It comes from Indore, where a new pink bus has been launched by the administration. Well, this pink bus is one which is driven by women and ferries only women passengers. Dharmendra Kumar Sharma brings today's good news story.
Indore is seeing a new entry on the road. A pink bus driven by women for women. The city's administration has introduced 2 buses that will ferry only women passengers. Ritu Narwale now holds the title of being the first woman to steer a bus in Madhya Pradesh, having graduated from driving taxis.
टैक्सी लाइन में पहले भी चलाती थी, मुझे 7 साल हो गए। जब पिंक बस का निकला 2 साल पहले, जब पिंक बस निकली तो मैंने सोचा जब टैक्सी चलाते हैं तो बस के लिए भी एक बार अप्लाई करा जाए।
Not just the driver, but the pink buses also have women conductors.
मुझे इस सिस्टम में 8 साल हो गए हैं और मेरी जॉइनिंग ही कंडक्टर से हुई थी। जब मेरी बसें चलती थी इसमें, सिटी बसें, जब से मैं इसमें हूँ और मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगता है।
The move for exclusive buses for women has gone down very well among people in Indore.
बहुत सेफली है और अच्छा है अपने लिए भी। देख, महिला ड्राइवर है तो ये बहुत बड़ी बात है और बिल्कुल सेफ है।
मैं बहुत गर्व महसूस कर रही हूँ कि मैं एक ऐसी बस में बैठी हूँ जिस बस को लेडीज़ ड्राइव कर रही है और उस बस में लेडीज़ कंडक्टर भी है। यह एक सुविधाजनक ट्रांसपोर्ट के साथ साथ सेफ्टी भी है हमारे लिए।
Ritu also has a message for other women who want to take up her profession.
मैं तो सभी महिलाओं से, लड़कियों से यही बोलना चाहूँगी कि आप ड्राइविंग लाइन को अच्छा समझें, बुरा ना समझें। आगे से आगे आइए, बस में भी आइए, टैक्सी में भी आइए और अपना हुनर भी दिखाइए और अपनी इमेज भी बनाइए। घर में बैठकर कुछ नहीं हो सकता।
The initiative of the state transport authorities is not just about comfort of passengers. It's also about empowering women from financially poor backgrounds. With Dharmendra Kumar Sharma in Indore, Bureau Report, India Today.
Well, it's a wrap on this bulletin. For all news and updates, do log on to our website, which is indiatoday.in. You can also download the app. Thanks for watching.